Hi everyone, welcome to this literacy lesson for Swansea Virtual Schools, which is going to be all about some of the fantastic fundraising that's been going on right across the country in the last few weeks. Now we're going to be using our reading and our writing skills today to find out a little bit about this fundraising and then to write a news article for perhaps your school paper or for the local newspaper all about some of the things that have been going on. Now I'm sure you've been inspired by people like Captain Tom Moore, 100 years old, walking laps in his garden to raise £30 million for charity in the last few weeks. And we've got Welshman there, Geraint Thomas, who cycled for 36 hours in his garage to raise hundreds of thousands of pounds for charity. And last weekend, we had people all over the country doing smaller challenges to try to raise money to replace that would normally be raised through the London Marathon, which could not go ahead. Now we're going to break this activity down into 4 steps. I'm going to run through them really quickly, but of course you can pause this video while you carry out each step when you're watching it. So step 1 is going to be to choose a person or a fundraising group. So that could be somebody that we've already looked at in the last slide, maybe someone that you've heard about who's been doing some fundraising, perhaps on the news. Maybe somebody that you know, perhaps a friend, family member, maybe a neighbour has already been doing some fundraising and you'd like to find out more about what they've been doing. If you need some more ideas, you can check out CBBC Newsround or theday.co.uk. They're really good websites that are aimed at children and they give daily news stories about things going on all over the country. So step 2, you're going to think of some research questions that you're going to want to find out about so that you can include that information in your article. Now you want to think about your audience here and try to think about what would your readers like to know, or more importantly, what would they need to know. So I've included the question hand there, which gives us some really good question starters, and I've added some examples, but I'm sure you can think of your own too. Okay, once we've got our questions, we're going to carry out some research. So you can use the internet to do this, using safe websites only, of course. Perhaps you've got some newspapers in the house, you can have a little look in those. Perhaps talking to your family members, they might have a little bit more of an idea about some of this fundraising than you already do, so they might be good people to ask. Or perhaps you can ask some extended family or friends. Obviously, we'll have to do that electronically or over the phone at the moment because we can't actually go and visit them. Once you've done that, you want to record all your findings in a way that you can understand. You're going to be using these notes when it comes to writing the news article. So it doesn't matter if anybody else can understand them, it's going to be important that you do. I like to use a mind map when I do my research, but I know some people like to record their ideas in bullet points, or some people just like to write a list or scribble some notes all over a notepad. Top tip here, maybe make a list of the websites that you visit, just in case you want to find out some more information later, you can go back and find out some more things. So step 4, this is the last step. We're going to actually write our news article. Now, I'm sure you've all written fantastic articles in the past, but these are some of the success criteria that I would expect to see in a really good news article. So we're going to want to include an interesting headline, trying to add some rhyme or some alliteration there that's going to engage your reader. An introduction, we're going to keep this brief. We're going to write about who it is, what they're doing, and why they're doing it. Then we're going to move on to a series of detailed paragraphs. These are going to be written in the past tense, in the third person. You're going to use that formal language throughout your writing. And if you can, you're going to try and add in some complex sentences. Now, these are extended sentences. Usually they include a comma. I always think relative clauses are great for this type of writing because they help you add in extra information about the people, the places, maybe the charities you're writing about. Finally, you're going to add a conclusion. So that might be writing about what's happening now or what's going to happen next. So you might want to switch your tense here, maybe to the present tense or maybe the future tense. And the last thing, don't forget to think about your layout and your presentation too. Newspapers are often written in columns of text, and they'll often have images and they'll often have captions that explain a little bit about what's going on in those images. And that's it. Once you're done, you've hopefully written a really good news article that you're really, really proud of. And if you'd like to share that with your teachers, I'm sure they'd love to see it using Hub. Or if you'd like to share us with us at Swansea Virtual School, you can ask your parents to maybe upload a picture to Twitter and use the hashtag Swansea Virtual School. We'll be really looking forward to seeing them.